This is my guest design team project for Lavish Laces for September. As you may know, I was asked to be a guest ET for August and September, and this is my September project. I got this old, well, I don't think it's that old, but I got this birdcage from a thrift store a few weeks ago. It was a really nasty, dirty, creamy colour, and so I've gessoed it white and I've decorated it, and I'm quite happy with how it's turned out. It's not the easiest thing to film, so I'm sorry if I'm making you a little dizzy, but okay, around the top here I've put some of this lovely scallop lace, which is the same as this one here and is the same as this one. This is about all I've got left of it now. That is from Jaizella's store, which is Lavish Laces. I've also used this beautiful long tassel trim that she sells in her store all around the bottom. Here you can see the lovely little flat back pearls that she sells. I think these are in the smaller size, is the white ones, and yep, that's all I've got left of that as well. And they're really soft and quite bendable, which is really nice to work with. On each of the points I've put a little bit of this pearl trim. I've cut one of those off and just popped that on each of the points here. I have these little daisy flowers that were given to me by Louisa in a rack, and I've put those on each of the little, as you can see in the metal, there's a round part that looked empty. So I put one of those daisy flowers on each of those with a rhinestone in the center to add a little bit of sparkle. At the top there I've just put a little bit of beading across here, mainly because it was a bit scuffed and had a couple of holes in the wood there, so I needed to cover it with something. I've used many of the flowers that I got from Lavish Laces. They're Wild Orchid Crafts flowers. There's the cherry blossoms, and there's also the, I think they're the wild roses, the larger ones that are hiding in there with their pale pink cherry blossoms. I actually gessoed them so they were really light, because I only wanted a very small amount of colour on this. These larger flowers here are some that Carol sent me with our swap. Thank you so much, Carol. As soon as I saw those, I knew where I wanted them to go. And there's 3. I will take the cage down and show you better the decoration on top once I've finished telling you what it is. I got this bird here from the Dollar Tree, and his tail was sticking out straight, so I pulled his tail out and then put it back in upside down, and it molded itself around the cage then. I've also got a couple of acrylic baubles. There's one there and there's another one over here tucked in. Down the side here I've cut up some of the, I think it's embroidered lace that Jaizella sells. It's this one here. I slightly, ever so slightly, tea-dyed it, because these other laces I was working with were just, they were more like a winter white than a crisp white, and I wanted them to, you know, not be too bright. So I've used creams and very soft whites in this. And as you can see down the bottom here, I've got this little chandelier effect going. I have some crystals randomly placed, and these lovely little cherry blossom flowers I've threaded at different stages, and they're just dangling down with an acrylic drop on the bottom, which I'm quite sure, but forgive me if I'm wrong, Wendy may have sent that in the swap that we did. And I really do like the effect of that. It's just very whimsical, just these little bits hanging down. And I actually got that idea from Pinterest. There were 2 different photos that caught my eye, and I thought I might like to try on this birdcage just to make it a little bit different. And I'll insert the 2 inspiration photos now. Okay, so I hope you like my birdcage. I hope it's not too bright and glary. I've had to put a light up today because of course today it decided to rain and it went quite dark. Okay, I'll just stop the camera there and I'll show you that decoration a little bit better. Okay, so hopefully you can see the top of the birdcage a lot better now. There's the bird on that side there. Got our lovely cherry blossom flowers, the flowers that Carol gave me, and around to the back there we have the lovely wild roses there and the bird. And do you see how the tail scoops around the side of the cage now? Well, that's it used to stick out quite a lot. And I'll just turn it and we'll get a better view of this side. Okay, these green leaves here actually came with the flowers that Carol sent me, and I thought they were just really nice to break up all the lighter colours. I do like it, just a touch of greenery. I think it looks pretty. And going down this side, I have some shabby rosettes in here as well. All I've done is fold them in half and just, you know, fill up some gaps on all those flowers with them. I have some just little pieces of pearl strands randomly put in as well. I just had to make sure that the top of the cage could still open. And here's that trim I've just cut into pieces so it has a lovely dangly effect all the way down the side like that. And the cage does still open. Oh, and around the back, sorry, I have a big chiffon flower that I made at the back just to give it a little bit of added interest. And yes, it does open up. Oh, these are lovely to make, but they're ever so hard to film. And inside I've just got some pretty doilies. So there you go. There's my altered bird cage for Lavish laces. I've thoroughly enjoyed making the things for my guest design team position for Jaizella. Thank you so much for that, Jaizella. Your laces are amazing. What can I say? Thank you so much, and I'll put the link to Jaizella's store in the description box below. Thank you. Bye bye.